Hi, I'm Paul Sherling. I want to thank all the candidates who are participating in the Enterprise Chamber of Commerce Annual Peanuts and Politics. I'm chairman of the Legislative Committee for the Enterprise Chamber of Commerce. Normally, this event is live and in person. However, considering the times we live in with the COVID-19 pandemic, the Legislative Committee of the Chamber felt it was in the best interest of our candidates, family members, campaign supporters, and citizens to conduct this online. We apologize we can't do this in person, but as the saying goes, we're going to make lemonade out of lemons. This event will be uploaded on our Chamber Facebook and YouTube website for easy access and for viewing for the public. The Enterprise Chamber also appreciates the media and joining us today that's here. A big thank you and shout out to Gil Anthony for moderating this event. And thank you to all of our participants and candidates. When entering the public arena by qualifying as a candidate for District 3, it shows you have a vested interest in improving the lives of our citizens. So thank you very much. We appreciate it. Mr. Anthony.
Okay, thank you very much, Judge. Paul Sherling, of course, heads the committee. We've got, gentlemen, thank you very much for joining us. This is the fourth segment. We had, of course, a mayoral segment. Then we've had this is the third district, District 1, District 2, and District 3. We have questions which were composed by a committee and have been kept secret by the committee members until this interview. Also, the candidates will be talked to in alphabetical order. And all segments, as the judge said, will be uploaded on the Enterprise Chamber of Commerce Facebook page and YouTube channel within the next 24 to 48 hours. Also, you can find detailed information about the election and the candidates on the Chamber's website at www.enterprisealabama.com, and also will be made available to the candidates to put on their social media pages. Additionally, you can tune into the Southeast Sun to follow it live on Facebook Live. Well, first of all, we're going to start off with the introduction of the gentlemen, the candidates running in District 3. We're going to go in alphabetical order. And gentlemen, you will have 2 minutes to introduce yourself to the viewing public. And we'll start off with Mr. Danny Bradley.
Thank you, sir. I was Danny Bradley, that's me, but I have been I was born and raised in Enterprise. However, for the most of you, I may be better known to you as Neil Bradley, Burt Bradley, or either Ms. Bradley that taught at Enterprise High School for 30 years. Most folks recognize me as that under that way instead of just with my name, Danny Bradley. I was born, like I said, as I say, I was born and raised in Enterprise. I worked with my father at a local family grocery store until I started to work with the National Guard and went active duty with the National Guard. And then another 10 years I worked at Fort Rooker. So that's about all I can say, other than I have had prior political service. I was back in the late 70s. I was county coroner for 10 years. And I've also served on the school board, which is very close to my heart, is the school system in Enterprise. And I would, like I said, that's one of the main things. That's one of the main reasons that I'm running in this campaign is I'm retired and I feel like I can contribute, or that I still have stuff to contribute to the city of Enterprise. Thanks, sir.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Bradley. Let's go now to the second candidate for District 3 City Council, Mr. James Brown.
Well, first, I'd like to thank the Chamber for putting this on. It's really good to be here and to see so many people that have applied for these positions and want to better our community. It's great to see 4 qualified candidates ready to run and serve the citizens of Enterprise. I won't say I'm more qualified than any of them, but I feel I do bring a set of unique experiences to the table that I can draw upon to move the community forward. For most of my life, I've been a planner, whether that was as a kid saving for a bike or as an adult saving for a house. I've always planned to make things better. And in my career, that's some of the things that I've done. I've worked with the Air Force, the State Department, Homeland Security, positions where my job was to plan to make sure that we're ready to respond to anything unexpected. I've worked with various national and international agencies and taking diverse teams to focus them on a common goal. If we're going to be a city of progress, I think we have to work together and agree on some common goals that we want to do. So in my platform, I've laid out 3 main things that I want to focus on. I think we should work on a plan to improve our public infrastructure, and this will ensure that not only we maintain what we got, but we're ready to grow as the city grows. I think second, we need to improve our public safety. And this means ensuring that we provide all the support we can for our first responders and meeting their needs, and then possibly looking at investigating the possibility of establishing a central dispatch center. Third, I think we also need to look at our mayoral council form of government. As we grow, I think we need to look at the possibility of a city manager or a COO to handle the daily operations in our city.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Brown. Let's go over to Les Hogan for a 2-minute introduction.
He's muted.
Go ahead, Mr.
All right,
Hogan.
thank you. All right, thank you, Mr. Anthony, and the Chamber of Commerce for hosting today's Peanut and Politics event. I am Les Wayne Hogan, and I want to be your next District 3 City Council member. I'm married to Stacy Peacock Hogan. We have 5 children. We have Ella at Enterprise High School, Caleb at Dauphin Junior High School, Hub at Hillcrest Elementary, Connor at Holly Hill Elementary, and John David, who will be starting preschool this year. I'm the son of Roger and Brenda Hogan, the grandson of Bobby Wayne Hogan and Zeta Hogan, as well as Claude Thomas and Mary Lou Kane Thomas. My roots run deep in Enterprise. My grandmother graduated from Coffee County High School, which later became Enterprise High, in 1945, just a mere 75 years ago. I love Enterprise and what the city represents. I have a passion for Enterprise. I worship within the city limits of Enterprise at Hillcrest Baptist Church, where I served as a deacon, a Sunday school teacher, a small group leader. I'm employed at Hartford Healthcare, where I have served as the Director of Care Coordination and Administrator. I'm employed I have been employed and served in the Alabama Army National Guard, where I'm a veteran. And I enjoy volunteering with the Enterprise Parks and Recreation Department, where I can invest my time and efforts in mentoring today's youth. I'm Les Hogan, and I'll be your voice at City Hall as I represent District 3 and strive to make Enterprise a true city of progress.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Hogan. Let's go to the fourth of 4 candidates for the District 3 City Council seat, Mr. Greg Padgett. Mr. Padgett?
Hello, I'm Greg Padgett, and I'm a nearly lifelong resident. I've been here since I was 3 years old. I'm a longtime business owner, and I want to make Enterprise the best city in Alabama to live, work, play, and worship. I'm running for Enterprise City Council District 3 because I love this city. I've lived in Enterprise since I was 3, as I've said. I'm a 1995 Enterprise High School graduate. I've been a local business owner for over 22 years. I have deep roots in this city. My wife, Kimberly, and I have been married since 2003, and we have 4 children. We're members of New Life Pentecostal Church and involved in many aspects of ministry, to include music director, worship leader, administrative secretary, Sunday school teacher, and ministry. I'm a member of the Enterprise Rotary Club and the Enterprise Chamber of Commerce Board of Directors. I have been in business in Enterprise Eagles Wings Technology since 1998, and we have grown from a local repair center to a successful IT management company, providing support 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. I hope that I can use my 22 years of business experience to help Enterprise to be the easiest city in Alabama to do business. I'd like to invite everyone to visit electgreg2020.com to find out more about my views. My website includes information about my plan, master strategic plan, business, city debt, transparency, technology, roads, parks and recreation, entertainment, and animal shelters. That is just a few ideas that will help Enterprise to be the best city in Alabama to live, work, play, and worship. Meet me at the ballot Tuesday, August 25th at the Enterprise Rec Center.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Paget. Now we're going to go to the two questions we have for you. And the first question, we're going to start again in alphabetical order. We'll start off with Mr. Bradley. First of all, the question for you gentlemen, here you go. It's a rather lengthy one. Many times each person, when seeking office, has strong characteristics and life experiences they bring to their position. What are some strengths you feel you bring to the table for the city council? To the converse, no one is perfect and everyone has strengths and weaknesses they see in themselves. What are some of the weaknesses or obstacles you feel you will have or will have if elected to this position? First of all, with the first 2-minute response, Mr. Bradley.
Well, thank you, sir. When I worked with the National Guard, I was a state recruiting and retention manager for the National Guard. And during that time, I was also selected as the chairman of the National RAC, which consisted of all 50 states and 4 territories. And I was the chairman of that group. And just knowing just working with those type of people and the different states and so forth, I feel like I have a very well a working knowledge of how people I tend to I don't even know, get along, I guess. But I've had a lot of experience in that field, and like I said, after putting 30 years in the National Guard as recruiting and retention manager for the state of Alabama, I just think I can pretty much work along with anybody.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Bradley. Let's go to Mr. James Brown for his response, a 2-minute response, sir.
Yes, sir. Well, thank you for the question. I think I've already kind of addressed some of those things that I think would be things that I could bring to the table, and that's planning and strategic thinking. I like to think outside of the box and look for big ideas and new ways of running things. I would say if I was to look for a weakness, it's probably a lot of times I don't pay attention to the small little details. So I come up with the big picture ideas and I give those to the people that need to do those. But the small little details, sometimes I'm lacking in that. So I'm working on that every day to try to get better, to pay attention to those little details of where we put the period and where we put the comma. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Brown. Let's go over to Mr. Les Hogan for his response, sir.
All right, thank you, Mr. Anthony. I think one of the questions that you asked was our weaknesses. One thing that I would have to say as a weakness would be, this is the first time I've ever sought an elected political office. Learning the governmental process is going to be something that's take me a little time. I work in a corporate setting, so we do have some strings attached to how we go about getting things. But usually, I'm the type of person that'll go out, prevent a problem from happening, or solve a problem that arises quickly. One of the strengths that I'll bring as the District 3 City Council member, I have a servant mindset. I'll represent the citizens of District 3. I will not pursue my own ambitions, but rather those of the constituents in District 3. I'm fiscally responsible, and I've managed large budgets. I've managed large payrolls, and I believe I can help the city in that manner as well. I can create a team atmosphere, bringing people from different backgrounds and life experiences together for one common goal, to better the city of Enterprise.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Hogan. Let's go to Greg Paget with the final response, sir.
Thank you. So from the strength side of things, being in business for 22 years and managing people and budgets, I have a lot to bring to the table. Also, from a technology standpoint, I'm able to see a lot of things that need some assistance with the city technology. From the business perspective, though, I know what it's like to own a business in this city and to interact with the city on that way. Also have a love for people and a desire to help people to be able to be the best that they possibly can be. And hopefully create an atmosphere and enterprise that even the little people can be successful. They don't have to have the right last name. They don't have to have the right family heritage, but just because they're a citizen of enterprise, they have the same opportunity that everyone else does. From a weakness, just like Mr. Hogan said, I have never ran for office, so this is all new to me. Digging in a lot, listening to a lot of the recorded sessions of the city council, reading through the many, many pages of the ordinances of enterprise to understand what is necessary to keep and what might be potentially able to be removed to take away obstructions from the city doing business properly. And so I would say my business experience is my biggest strength, and my lack of political experience is my biggest weakness.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Paget, and thank you, gentlemen, for remembering that lengthy question. I couldn't remember by the time I got done asking you. But we have the second question. This time we're going to go in reverse order. We're going to start with Mr. Paget first. And assuming you are elected, fast forward to the end of your term, what would you say the highlights of your term would be? Mr. Paget, go ahead.
I hope that the highlights would be that we have a brand new state-of-the-art recreation center for enterprise. I hope that we have a balanced budget and we have much less city debt, maybe even no city debt by that point. The enterprise has grown with a lot of new businesses. I would like to see small businesses opened up, large businesses come to bring industry. I would like to see a balanced budget and very open government so that the community can be involved and understand exactly what is going on. I hope that would be the highlights at the end of my 4-year term.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Paget. Let's go to Mr. Hogan. Sir?
Well, Mr. Gregg stole all my thunder there, but first and foremost, we want to continue to aggressively pay down the city debt so that we can free up money to rebuild our infrastructure, pave roads, meet those needs. We all want to be business friendly, bringing corporations in to our city, businesses, so that our children can grow up, will be able to have viable jobs, good paying jobs with good benefits, so they will not want to leave our area. Parks and recreation, near and dear to my heart. We've been talking about building a new facility, expanding services offered to our citizens for 6-8 years. It's time to see that come to fruition. How can we do that? Again, paying down the debt, freeing up money. Not only organized sports, but sports where people can just go out and enjoy themselves and their family. People have asked me about a bike trail, disc golf course, outdoor basketball facilities, and those type things. Military, we have to continue to support Fort Rucker. We need to support the contractors there on Fort Rucker. And finally, I'd like to look into the city employees, making sure they're earning a fair wage compared to those cities around us. And all those reasons are what I would like to see at the end of my first term as a representative and District 3 council member.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Hogan. Let's go to James Brown with your 2-minute response, sir.
Yes, sir. Well, like I said, everybody's kind of hit the highlights of the things that we would all like to see, I think. One of the things that I like to add on there is I'd like to see our roads improved a little bit and see if we can come up with a plan to improve those. Of course, having a rec center would be a great idea. Lower debt, if we can get all these things and still lower the debt, I think we're doing really good. I think the last thing that I would say, and something that I concentrate on all the time, is improvement of our public safety and making sure that the citizens are taken care of and that our police and fire and EMS are ready to respond to any type of emergency that we have. So them are the things that I would like to see, and I think all our panel here would probably agree to that. And I think we're all heading towards the same direction, and I think everybody's got a tough choice to make here.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Brown. Let's go to Mr. Bradley, sir, with your response.
He's unmuted.
If you could unmute your mic, sir.
I didn't know it was muted. I'm sorry. I apologize. As Mr. Brown said, the three have just about covered everything I can think of, with exception of I would like to, ever since I was in high school here, we've had one of the greatest school systems in the southeastern part of the state of Alabama. And I'd like to continue to see that grow. And also with Mr. Paget, I'd like to see the encouragement of small businesses grow, along with the Fort Rooker part goes without saying that we've got to have Fort Rooker, and we need to work with our federal and state representatives to make sure that Fort Rooker continues to grow, and that just the best. I just say the best is yet to come for Enterprise.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Bradley. Now, we for our final thing, we're going to close it out here. We're going to give each of you gentlemen 60 seconds to sort of close it out. Any closing comments you might have, and we started off with Mr. Bradley, sir.
Thank you, sir. Well, all that I've got left to say is, like I said, I've lived in Enterprise my whole life. I love the city, the county, and the state. And this is not the typical campaign that I would run, because I'm much better person one-on-one with people. But under the day's circumstances of the COVID-19, it's just put us at a disadvantage. But I would just like to ask everybody in District 3, if you see fit, please give me your vote. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Bradley. Let's go over to James Brown for his closing comments, sir.
Well, first, again, I'd like to thank the chamber for setting this up. I think this is a good format for everybody to kind of see where the candidates are and where we stand on different issues and a little bit about us. I'd like to thank my fellow candidates for their willingness to serve. And I want to thank everybody who's listened in on this. And I hope they've got some good information and that we can all work together to move our city forward. And just ask everybody to please vote on August 25th. And if you see James Brown on there, that's the one I say to vote for. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Brown. Let's go over to candidate Les Hogan, sir.
All right. Yes, again, thank you at the Chamber of Commerce for hosting this event. We certainly appreciate it. And I learned at an early age that hard work, grit, and determination paid off. It was the spring of 1990. I was behind an underclassman trying to earn a starting position on the offensive line at Enterprise High School. I talked with my dad. He encouraged me to meet with the coaches, find out what they wanted in an offensive lineman. I took time, met with Coach Bacon, Coach Chambers. They gave me some words of wisdom. And over that summer, I worked hard. And come fall, I was earned a position as a starting right tackle on that team. I will work just as hard for the citizens of District 3, as well as the citizens of Enterprise, to make our city the city of progress. I'll be a servant and a voice at City Hall, and I believe that less is more, and I will ask you to vote Hogan on August 25th.
Okay, thank you very much, sir. Let's go to the fourth of four candidates, Mr. Paget. Sir, go ahead.
As everyone has said, thank you to the chamber and the committee for hosting this. I love Enterprise, and I have traveled quite a bit throughout the country to various cities internationally, and I always love coming right back here. Every time I'm out of town, I'm enjoying what I'm doing, but it never ends without us saying we just want to go back to Enterprise. We get home and we just love the city of Enterprise. And so I want to continue the progress that Enterprise has made to making it the absolute best city in Alabama to live, work, play, and worship. Vote Greg on August 25th at the Enterprise Rec Center.
Okay, thank you very much. The District 3 City Council candidates, Greg Paget, Les Hogan, James Brown, and Danny Bradley. Gentlemen, thank you very much for your time. We'd like to remind you that you can go and you can see it on the Southeast Sun Facebook page. You can also get detailed information about the election and candidates on the Chamber's website at www.enterprisealabama.com. enterprisechamberof.com. And of course, all segments will be uploaded to the Enterprise Chamber of Commerce Facebook page and YouTube channel within the next 24 to 48 hours. Judge, would you like to say something in closing? I know we appreciate all the candidates taking time to come and participate, and the people for just watching this. I'll have closing comments. I enjoyed it. Judge?
Thank you. Again, thank you for all the candidates that have participated, also the mayor candidates. Also want to thank the Enterprise Chamber of Commerce. Ann Grantham has really worked hard with this. Rob Rhodes is in the back, and he's done an excellent job with the IT. And we couldn't have done this without the movers and shakers in the chamber. Rob, I certainly appreciate it. Thank you very much, Gil. Thank you again to all the candidates. We appreciate you and your desire to serve the public in the city of Enterprise. We appreciate it. Y'all have a good day.